And speaking of community and growth of community, I know that a lot of times online, when something happens in this space, whether it be YouTube-based or beef between creators, like communities will come and have our backs. Is that something that you've ever had to manage? Do you feel that if you were being, let's say, this would never happen, but let's say you were being mean to someone and someone else's fans like came at you, do you feel it's up to the creator to like call them off? Be like, it's okay, we'll work it out. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Drama.
Drama. Let's get right down to it at 9:30.
I've had my fair share of internet drama. Why do you look at me like that? I'm nothing but well-behaved. I think an interesting thing about the YouTube community is that creators root for each other. And it's one of the spaces where I don't think I've necessarily seen it in other forms of entertainment as much as the internet community. And I think it stems from, it's been an uphill battle for a lot of us when trying to feel validated in what we do, or trying to feel like what we do is even worthwhile to a lot of the rest of the entertainment industry. So when I see the good things that my creators are doing, we all root for each other. But on the flip side, like you said, when somebody is being targeted in some capacity, like I think of, there was an article a couple years ago that was just slamming YouTubers, saying they do nothing, they contribute nothing to society, blah, 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 blah. And all of the YouTube community came to defend that creator. And it wasn't just the viewers, but also, other YouTubers. So I think you do see that form of community that's, not just viewer and creator, but also creators with other creators. And I think that's what makes YouTube really unique. I mean, you saw like the hashtag Team Internet moment that everyone was having, and where, people's successes really built everyone up, where, what's the phrase? Rising tides.
Right. Yeah.
Raise all boats. Yeah. So, yeah, I think you see that sense of community deeply within the Team Internet world.
I mean, one of the things I do worry about sometimes is fan communities can be so supportive and so passionate that also they can kind of fail to call a creator out or to let someone know that maybe the path that they're on isn't always the best path. And we've been lucky. Initially I often feel defensive when that happens to me as a creator, but when I can take a second and listen to that feedback, it's been really helpful. In a lot of ways, the negative feedback that we've gotten from within our viewership community has been as important as the positive feedback, because it's really important to know when you're going in the wrong direction, or when you're trying to make a point that you believe in, but you're trying to make it in a way that ends up being hurtful or dismissive, and that ultimately doesn't serve what you're trying to do. But as far as like brigading goes, like sending your community into somebody else's sandbox and trying to dig out all the sand and make it so that their sandbox is miserable, that for me is the worst of the internet.
I find that to be the garbage of YouTube. I can't fathom having a channel where my whole shtick is like dragging other YouTubers for their drama. Like what is that contributing, I think? And I feel like that is something that gets a lot of attention now. I don't know, that's like a thing that's bubbling up of a genre within YouTube. But I totally agree about the sense of not call-out culture, but like accountability.
Yeah.
And there's a fine line, because there are some people that are eager to always be calling out, but then there's a lot more people that are eager to hold their favorite people accountable. And if I'm going to love you and have an account for you and tweet about you and retweet your shit and blah, blah, make GIFs of you, it's like I want you to be a good representation of this community. And I think that's one of the best things about the YouTube space, is that my viewers, like, if I say something stupid or if I say something wrong, they don't accept it blindly, or they don't just drag me to the pits of hell. They find that happy space in between where they are like, this is what you did wrong. Let's fix this and make you a better human. And I think that's something that we were all growing up, not just the creators, but the viewers are also growing up and finding that it's okay to have this cognitive dissonance with who they love, and you don't have to have everything in common, but let's try to make sure that we're at least aligned in some capacity. That's what I've found within my community, at least.